Good morning. It is Black Friday, November whatever, I don't know, day after Thanksgiving. Hi everyone, Chrys is back for her number 9 Flosstube. I'm excited to be here. I have lots of Christmas things to share with you because Christmas is starting now. I love Christmas. Oh, and my cat just hit the Humphrey's talking to me right now. So a very, very quick life update. So I have been sick for the last week. I feel much, much better now. I did get to make it to Thanksgiving. We went to my in-laws, had a nice time over there. We missed our oldest son, James, but we did FaceTime him. He decided to go to Cracker Barrel for dinner. Of course, it was not like what Oma and Papa make. So he's thinking of coming for Thanksgiving next year. He's a foodie, so we'll see what he ends up doing. The other little life update is we unfortunately lost our Mickey a week ago today. Mickey was 18 years old. He just turned 18 around Halloween time, and he just went downhill super fast. He's been deaf for the last like 3-4 years. We have an inkling he had dementia for the last 6 months, but from one weekend to the next, he was not eating much. He was glued to my side, and I told my husband, I think it's really time. So I took the day off from work, and we spent the day, and Humphrey, please stop. And we, sent him off to go to Rainbow Bridge and be with Vader and Jasmine for our first black babies when we got married. So anyways, thank you for the sweet condolences on my Instagram and Facebook page. I really do appreciate it. Mickey was a hard one to lose. That was really hard. So I will be getting the call sometime this week that he will be ready to come back home, so then he can join me in my quilting room in here. Okay, so I have some fully finishes to share with you. I have finished stitching things I need to share with you, so hopefully these can get finished in the next few weeks. I have some new starts and some WIPS, Christmas WIPS that I've been working on to share. And then I'm also going to share with you the plans that I have for the month of December. So if you've made it this far, you know why you're here. You're here because, you love me. And I love you. And also because you love cross stitch as much as I do, and you love Flosstube. I need you to stop doing that. Would you like to come up and say hi? Here. You big boy. All right, there's Humphrey again. See? There's Humphrey. You big boy. Meow. Yeah. Okay, can you stop hitting the light? Because I don't want it to keep shaking. Okay? Mirror. Okay, go somewhere else. Bye-bye. Okay, so Chrys had lots of plans. Oh my gosh. I'm going to pause this. And I'm back. I needed to make room over on my sewing table because I have a basket of my WIPS and stuff over there, and it was in his way to get to his personal basket that he can't even fit in, but he still tries, and to open up the window so then he can, you do what you got to do for your cats, right? And all. So, okay. So I'd actually really quick, I have a couple things to give some shout out thanks to. I'd like to thank the 502 Stitcher for saying in her last video to come check me out. I really appreciate that. That was very sweet of you. I've been following you, and I enjoy what you're stitching, and as a community, it's one thing that I'm starting to see. I'd like to see more of even. There are definitely people who do share out friends and their favorites and everything, but as a whole, I think we all should be supporting each other. We are all in this together. I mean, you know, let's do a little cheerleader thing. Let's just all support each other. I mean, we're all doing the same craft. We all enjoy it. We all get what we need out of it. So I will start next week, start sharing my favorites. I will link out a few favorites of mine that I've been following for several years, and then some new people I would like to give some love to. I'd also, sorry, there's I think some cut hair on my mouth. I'd also like to thank, goodness, sorry, Jennifer Armstrong from Crinklewood Crossing. I actually bought a bag from her, and this is the bag. And of course, I'm such a Jack fan from Nightmare Before Christmas, but this is so cool. I love it. I mean, look at Sally. It's beautiful. Beautifully made bag and everything. Well, when I received it, there was some really cute stickers in there. A fall, and a fox, and a fire that, you know, is happy because he's fire. And then she also sent me a wonderful patriotic, sorry, my brain is trying to work. The Brave, it's called. The Home of the Brave USA cross stitch pattern. That's really cute. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I do appreciate that. That's really cute. I'm going to put that into my patriotic stitching for this year. Or should I say for 2026, since it's almost here. Okay, so now let's move on to my past finishes. And there's quite a few of them. Okay, you guys ready? I hope you have your coffee or tea or Starbucks or Dutch or whatever you have, or champagne. You know, hey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? Okay, so I'm gonna first start. I'm gonna just start grabbing things. Some of these I have written down, you know, what it was stitched on. Some of them, I lost a book. I lost one of my stitching books, the Cross Stitch Journal book, a year or so ago. Can't find it anywhere, so I had to restart a new one. I seem to have misplaced the new one. I'm not happy. It's got to be somewhere around here. The quilting room is kind of a mess right now. I mean, it looks like it's already set up and everything, but I've got things all over the table, and I've got things on the floor that need to get hung up. So that's hopefully getting done this weekend. Send good thoughts that I find that book, because I don't want to have to redo a full book all over again. So this is the first one. This is Sip, Stitch, and Repeat by Primrose. I love stitching this one. Very sweet. And I just added some very tiny chenille. I believe that was from Lady Dot. And then on the back, it's just the red gingham. Okay. Then I will grab the next piece. This one is Warm Winter Stitches by Primrose. And this actually is a jewelry case that I received as a table gift from Anna and Christy, Java Girl Stitches, in last year, 2024. And they decorated the inside. Although, okay, so I added this because I made him years ago. This is a little needle keep. But I just added him in there because he was really cute. And then I added the sticker that's in there as well because it was at the retreat. But they added the trim. You know, they made these little cute cross stitch little hoop design. They did scissor fobs with some cute scissors in it, and so we all got those, but the top was empty. So I decided to stitch the Warm Winter Stitches, and then I put it on top. I put some rickrack on the bottom. I had baker's twine, and I had it going all the way around. And then I decided to take the baker and, you know, tie it in a bow. And then I even took the baker's twine and I glued it all the way around the case as well to give it a little bit more definition. I love this. And I've been wanting to share this for so long, and I know a lot of us are like in the season stitching, and so what I see on Instagram, and because I'm just a baby for YouTube, Instagram, I've been there for years, but I'd always share things that were in the season. That's going to be changing for next year, by the way. So that's that piece. The next piece is falling on the floor, but that's okay. This is Frosty Bulb. This was one of the ornaments from last year in Chantel 141 box, the mystery box. So this one was done, designed by Teresa Kogut, or Kogut. So I just painted the board. Nope, didn't paint the back, but that's okay. So I get to finally hang him or put him into a tray. I haven't decided what I'm doing with him yet, but he's adorable. Loved stitching him. Okay, my next two pieces I'll share. I made these a couple years ago too. One is called Freedom Delivery, and the other one is Stars and Stripes Delivery. And these are both done by Priscilla from Real Housewives of Cross Stitch. I stitched them both on a 32 count hand dyed linen by me. I actually hand dyed it with denim blue, and then I covered it with, or matted it on with the stripes. I do have one going one way and one going the other. And then that's how I finished the back. And then I added the pom-pom in the middle, and then just put, oops, wow, sorry. I put the just a little piece of bric rack there in the middle in between. So these I actually had to go find because they were in my Americana area of my decor boxes, because I decorate Christmas in July, and I do a lot of things that are American or Uncle Sam and stuff like that. So but I'd also like to put them, you know, out for Christmas, so I have to kind of switch back and forth. All right, the next piece, which I'll finally pick up off the floor, is Cups of Cheer by Primrose Cottage. I finished this on one of the boards from Hobby Lobby, and it, you know, says something on it. This ribbon, I believe, was already on it, but after I finished the piece, I added rickrack to the back, and then I put some more baker's twine around it. I love this piece. It fits perfectly. I love this. I can't wait to figure out where I'm going to put it to display. A lot of my pieces, because I just fully finished them earlier this year, I haven't chosen a spot for them yet, and so I'm really excited to do that. If you happen to hear the birds out there, I'm excited because I love birds. Okay, so our next one is a snowman in July, and this is designed by Marberry Designs. Her name is Jane Johnson. It was done on a 28 count even weave white, and I did him quite a few years ago, and I have just tons of trim. You know, I've saved a lot of trim from my scrapbook days. Oh, I need to fix that little piece there. And I've matted him, put him on 2 boards, put the rickrack in between, and added the rickrack up there. Again, he comes out for Christmas and Christmas in July. All right, I'm gonna see. Hang on a second. Okay, I turned on another light because it just felt like it was getting too dark. And it is pretty overcast, and we've been getting a lot of fog lately. All right, the next few pieces. Oh wait, no, I'm not sharing those yet. I gotta keep working on the fully finished. This is Mrs. Claus's Cookies. This was done on 32 count charcoal. And so I have them done like this. This is just a, it's actually a little easel, a wooden easel that I got from Michael's. And it actually doesn't sit up this way because it would be that way. So he actually just lays in a dough bowl, but I added the ribbon and the little tiny cookie buttons there. I think he's so adorable. I love this. When I do things like this, I'm like, okay, Chrys, you can finish things. You know how to do this. You know, you're decent enough. But there are times when I'm looking at all, like when I get to all of these finishes that I need to fully finish, it's like that, oh, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do? So when I go through it, I get there. I do self-doubt a little bit. Okay, this is Snowman Snow Globe by Brenda Gervais, and it is out of her Snowball book. I do one every year. I think I'm down to 1 or 2 more left to do. So I'm almost done with that book. He's super, super cute. And I'm trying to do the same. I am changing some of the colors because I do want it a little bit brighter of the blue. So I am changing the colors there a bit. My next one, which I put it on, this is Peppermint Santa by Emily Call. It's so cute. Now, it is stitched on 28 count Elizabeth, and it's kind of a really pale pink, if you can see that. So I changed a little bit with him to make sure he's getting more teal and some pinks in there. And I added kind of like the teal there. And then I just put polka dots on the back. But he's adorable. I think there was something else up here and I just decided I didn't want to do it because I've ordered some pins and I'm going to stick them up in there. But he's so cute. I have Coco Santa all ready to go, and hopefully I can get him stitched and they can sit together this year. And it's going to be on the same material, the fabric. All right, my next one is Home for the Holidays. This is a hands-on design. This also was in last year's Chantel 141's mystery box, the ornament box. I changed almost all of the colors in here. I'll bring it a little closer so you can see. I did gingham pinks and then the teal in there. I just, you know, I'm all about, I want to fit it in me. I mean, I do like, of course, I love what the designers do, but, you know, when I want it to fit somewhere in my pink area, I, you know, want to change the colors. So I've added just a bunch of ribbons and then tied a ribbon through, and nope, didn't do anything with the back. And just tied the ribbon through so it can hang. But this one was fun. I really enjoyed doing this. And I think Kathy liked it too, that I changed the colors to meet what I wanted. I have another pillow to share. This is Christmas Quaker by Primrose. And I think he was done on 32 count. This is also one of the lost pattern in the book that I had lost the first one. So I don't know for sure what it was per se stitched on. I think, I want to say I added more pinks to this as well. But I love this. I so enjoyed stitching this. I love Quakers. Like, I love Quakers. I collect them, don't always stitch them all. So cute. All right, so we got two more big pieces to share. Oops, one's gonna try to fall. All right, so this one is Rudolph and Mr. Claus. I stitched this one several years ago, and I actually have it on a like this wooden board. It still has, my husband's like, well, that's, you know, like to hang it, that's, no, I'm gonna actually have to cut it off because I don't want it to hang. I actually just sit him down. I do need to finish all of the other pieces. Oh man, I think the problem is my cord. Sorry. I think, let me fix this just a little bit. I just haven't gotten to all of the other ones, but Rudolph I had to do. I had to do him immediately when I saw him. There is a mistake somewhere in here. I had to fudge a lot because I could not for the life of me find it. And it came out. It is what it is. And I adore it. I love his slippers, his polka dot pajamas. I think this is one of their best designs. Like, I cannot love this enough. I adore it. I so adore this piece. He's so cute. So he's definitely going to have to find a special spot so I can see him every single day. All right, my last piece I'm going to share that is a fully finished. And I just recently shared this on my Instagram page. and on my Facebook. And, oh, let me fix that real quick. So this is Snow Magical. Snow Magical came out, I think it was in 2024. And I know Nicole Spohr had a stitch along, and a group of my friends, local friends, we all stitched him together. And several of us changed his sweater color. Some went to a blue. I think one did a green. I did the pink. And some kept it to the original colors. And I was the only one, I believe, to stitch it on the 32 count blue and white petite linen. So it already has all of the snowflakes. I just didn't want to stitch the snowflakes when I had a beautiful fabric that I can just put it on. And I love this one. He or she, you know what, it goes both ways there. Like, it's just so adorable. I love the color I chose for his sweater. The sweater is Cherry Tomato and by Classic. Now, when I came down here to stitch all of this and everything, one, we weren't sure I wanted to keep in my trees. The other thing I thought about not doing, and another friend of mine just, you know, was thinking of not doing either, was these hills. And eventually I just said, okay, you know what? No, I'll just stitch it. We'll see how it goes. And you know what? I think I'm glad I stitched it the way it is. Now, I did not stitch his nose. I have a huge collection of all these little carrot noses. Every time I see them at a quilt show or a quilt shop, I pick them up. I use them a lot for my wool felt pieces that I make, and now I'm using them with my cross stitch as well. I do enjoy it. So this is the Chantel 141 Designs wooden piece, and I painted it a pink, and then I added the rickrack and a pink baker's twine. It's not glued down all the way. The rickrack is, but not the baker's twine. I did the same to the side where the baker's twine and the rickrack go around the full piece. Now for the painting, I watered down the acrylic paint and kind of gave it a stain wash, and then did white for the globe. I saw someone, and honestly, I do not know who it was. I saved it in my thing, but I didn't go look at it today. But they did it in a teal, and I was like, oh, well, I'm doing it in pink, so I'm going to do the same thing and paint it a pink. So he is going to go into my pink area now. He's going to sit there proudly in his pink sweater. So cute. All right, so that is just a smidge of some fully finished pieces. I will, over the next month, be sharing more, so please stay tuned for that. All right, so I need to get a drink of water. Today I'm using my Gertie. If you're a Disney fan, you know who Gertie is. And he's a big old dinosaur. You can see Gertie at Hollywood Studios in Disney World. Okay, so let's move on to things that need to be fully finished. Okay, so the first thing I'll share with you is, and I don't have the information, Or not all, well, maybe I do now because I have the card still on it. Never mind. This is done. This is Peace on Earth by Emily Call. And when she posted this on her Instagram page, immediately I went to her website and I picked it up, or her Etsy shop. I love this. I did change it. I added pinks to it. I am a pink girl for Christmas. And I did leave the green though. So I added the pink. And instead of, because I stitched it on a, let me look at the paper, a vintage smoky white linen. And it's kind of got like almost a whitewash board type thing to it. Well, I couldn't stitch the snowflakes in white, so I stitched them in a pink. So there's that piece. So he needs to be finished. Not sure how I'm finishing him yet. This one is Santa's Cookies Cupboard. He's so cute. This is on 28 count pink sandy beaches, and I added just a smidge of the green still to make it pop just a little bit more. So there's pink, or green in the border a little bit, but he is so cute. I love this one. I almost stitched it twice to use as a smalls exchange for Stitch West, but I decided to do something different then. Another Real Housewives. I've got a couple more that I've done. This one is Frosty's Cafe. And as you see, I've already taken my pinking shears to it. I'm going to put it on a jewelry case, and it's going to be my winter needle jewelry case box. Those are the words. He's really cute. And then I also did Santa's Skate Shop. Or Stitch Shop, sorry. And those were both done on 28 count Joblin. And Santa Stitch Shop, I'm not sure how I'm going to finish him yet, because I don't need, a bazillion jewelry boxes. Okay, these next two, again, are from Priscilla of Stitching with the Real Housewives, and this one is Mistletoe Seeds. So this one I stitched on a taupe, and then poinsettia seeds. I have fabric cut out for the next set. I think, well, because one would have a bonus, so I think there's 3 more to do. And I want to finish them as flower picks to put in my window in my kitchen, because that's where I have all of my succulents in Disney mugs. All right, let's see, let me move on to this one. This one is Mary B. It's the Wee Santa 2024. I don't have the fabric that I stitched on it on hand right now, but he is so sweet. I love the long-legged snowman. And there's Santa with his glasses, just so cute. I don't know. That was fun. So I need to fully finish him. I do have 2023 as well, almost fully finished. I made a big bow at the top of it and I hated it, so I ripped it off and I put him to the side and I haven't gone back. I found something at Hobby Lobby recently and now I get to finish him. So hopefully I'll share that in the next week or two. Okay. This one is Noel Bird by Blackbird, and it was in their Peppermint and Holly book. And I changed this a bit because I stitched it on this beautiful scarlet piece. So I made his wing a gray. I changed the border to a white, but I love this. This will definitely be a ornament to put up on my tree behind me. And I stitched this with my sister and my best friend, and we're working our way through the Peppermint and Holly book. I have not finished this year's yet. We're doing, it's the house one, the Noel house. I started it and I didn't like how it was coming out. I didn't like the colors, so I need to go and change colors with it. All right, so my next piece I will share is Winter Quaker. This one I stitched it on a 28 count. I think it was Whisper Gray. So there's Winter Quaker. I just love Quakers. Just so pretty. This will get finished more than likely as a pillow, but you never know, I may change my mind. All right. So this friend here, he was fully finished at one point. So this is Snow by Bent Creek. And you know, it's really thin material. I don't like this material, but it came as a kit. So I had stitched him and I fully finished him, and my friend's husband made me a frame and I painted it color blue like his scarf there, and I just didn't love it. I put it out for a couple years and I'm like, I'm just not loving this. So I'm gonna do something different with him, and I'm not yet sure what. I have ideas just running through my head. Even right now, I'm already coming up with ideas of what I can do with him. And yeah, we'll see. He's fun. He's really cute. All right, my last one that I will share today with you is Winter Bird by Nath Nulo. Oh, look at that birdie. So sweet. And I finished stitching this up in Washington this summer at my sister's house. Now, I did change the very bottom, the, you know, the ground that he's standing on, the sand there. I just did one stitch, or one part of the X, so more of a needle point instead of a cross stitch. You know, you can change whatever you want to change. I love the flowers. I mean, it's beautiful. I'll have to stitch all the other birds at some point. I don't know how I'm going to finish them. I want to find I'd like to find a vintage frame of some sort. I think that would be really pretty with this. So we've now we've gone through past finishes, needing to finish. Now I'm going to gather my basket and bring it over. So let me pause here for a moment. All right, I'm back. So, got a whole new bunch of stuff in front of me, and then things I'm going to be talking about, what I'm going to be doing for December. All right, so like, where do I start? There's so much. Oh my gosh. So I stitch a lot. I stitch every day if I can help it, hours if I can help it. I mean, it's what I do. I eat, live, breathe, needle and thread. Like, I can't just sit in front of the TV and just stare at the TV. I have to be stitching. And I stitch fast. But that's, the background years of doing this. And I do a lot of the sewing method as well. So even though I've even been sick for the last, well, I mean, I was better yesterday and everything, and I'm better today, of course. My voice might not be sounding like I'm completely over it, but I am. I'm pretty much. So even though I was sick, I'm just sitting there in my chair. So it's like, well, I'm not just going to stare at the TV. I'll try to stitch and I'll do what I can. Maybe not going as fast as I would normally do, but I could still stitch. So, Belle's sitting on my lap and I've got the blankets on me and her, and, I just stitch whatever I can. So this week I did pull out my WIP of Merry Little Christmas. And remember, if this was shown in my Christmas WIP parade that I shared. I don't remember what video it was, but I had count them, 2 stitches in it, and I had started on the New Year's Eve this last year, I think it was, or maybe the year before. I don't remember. Maybe it was this last year. Anyways, so far what I've done, mind you, I've also been sick. I have this much done on him. So the 2 stitches were right there in the middle. And I have decided to change him. And I decided actually as I was stitching him, I'm like, you know what? Santa's not going to be in red suit. He's going to go pink. And not just any pink, but he's going to be in Priscilla's Peppermint. I'm so excited. I love that color. So, in honor of her, because she's so awesome and talented and sweet, I am using her special color for the Santa and Mrs. Claus. So I'm hoping to get that finished this week so I can fully finish him, so I can have it up for this Christmas. And I am so glad that treatments are working out for her. I've lost a very dear person in my life, my grandfather. I lost him to cancer when I was 16, and that about broke me. So I'm just glad that things are going well for her. The next thing, I'm so close to finishing this one. No, not peppermint. Winter berries and pine. This, one piece that everyone loves. And as soon as she releases it again and just has a few in her shop, people race to it. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I just have, all that's left to do is I need to take the vines or finish the stems along on a few of the leaves, attach the beads, and just finish it up. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. That white was no joke. Like, literally, like, white is hard. Why is white so hard to stitch with? And I mean, I've done it for 40 years, but white is hard to stitch with. And I do change. I do like going to, B5200 or trying classic work colors and stuff, but white is hard, and that was a bugger. Like, and I take a strand and stitch, and then I'm like, okay, I need to do something else, and then I come back to it. But oh, I'm so glad he's almost done. I'm so excited. Oh, things are gonna fall. I've got a quiet house today. My son's at work. My husband went golfing, and my son, before he left for work, ran a couple of errands for me. So I don't have to go anywhere today, and I'm just chilling. I mean, it's nice, and I feel better than I have, so I can actually, you know, hang out in my stitching room. Like, I want to be, well, okay, stitching room is downstairs, quilting room is up here, or my sewing room. I want to hang out in here today. I have some things I want to put up on the walls. I'm excited to be in here, and I am so excited to be filming this with you guys. I really, really hope you guys are enjoying these videos, because I'm enjoying making them. I'm just having fun. Like, you're all my friends. Okay, so that goes with that. All right, so I met Lisa from Kindred Stitcher and her best friend Tiffany. And Tiffany's such a sweetheart, and Lisa's a sweetheart too, at Stitch West, and I had dinner with them a couple of times and got to know them better. Very sweet ladies. Well, Lisa and another friend of hers is doing this Noel piece by Samplers and Primitives, and I've actually had this on my wish list for quite a while. And of course, it's pink, because girls got to do pink. I have all my threads. I haven't, you know, put them on floss drops and everything. I need to look through my floss drops and pick out which ones I'm going to use. I don't have, I haven't chosen my material yet. I will do that this weekend, and I want to start stitching this on, at least put the first few stitches in it on December 1st. But this is going to be fun, and I'm excited to be stitching along with Lisa on this. And I have this in my new book, my new portfolio book from my friend Amanda that I met at Stitch West, and she is such a sweetheart, and she is like manpower. Remember you listening to Christy talk about taking the tiger up to her hotel room and everything? Yeah. That was so, my best friend Cheryl and I could sit in the car to go over to Shepherd's Bush, and the girl just like grabbed that tire and just took it up. I'm like, oh my gosh, I am so weak right now. Like, I have no strength in my arms. I am so bad right now, and I've got to get better. And girlfriend, she's awesome. So I bought a small version, and then at Stitch West, she had these kits, like they were cut, they weren't stitched yet, and they were ready to be stitched and put together. So I picked out this one, and beautifully made. Her website is The Soulful Creations, and it's gorgeous. It's a beautifully made bag portfolio. I love it. So that is what the Noel is going to be sitting in until it is finished. This next piece I'm going to share with you that I did start him, and then I didn't like it because I needed a different count. So I was, let me show you the pattern first. So it's the Santa Joy, really cute, super, super cute. You don't realize how tiny these things really are. Well, I want to even make them tinier. And I love the, and of course I'm changing the colors because I am. And of course pink, and I want to do it on a teal fabric. So I had this glacier and it was 32 count, and I was going to be doing, where did I start it? I thought I did on this one. Did I do it? Or did I rip it out already? And it wasn't working out. So I've picked up now some 40 counts. So either a 40 count glacier, a 32, what is this? No, that's not one of them I wanted to do it on. Or a 36 mint. Those were the two. These were the two I was going to choose from. And then I believe the thread is still that Priscilla peppermint. So I'm either going to do it on the mint, or I'm going to do it on the glacier. And just looking in the video, I think I want it on the mint. That might be fun. What do you guys think? So I want to do that. And that shouldn't take long. I mean, that should honestly take an hour. As long as I'm not talking or scolding cats or something. So I'm going to work on that. Then in this bag I made for myself quite a few, oh gosh, probably 5 years ago. It was one of the vintage Christmas quilt block, the Vintage Farm Girl or Vintage Christmas Farm Girl book that Lori Holt did, and I made the quilt many years ago, and it's hanging on the stairs. And I made another block, and of course did it up in pink, and because I have so much of the fabric left over. So I made the bag, and it's been holding pretty much like snowman patterns for years. And then I decided, you know what, no, let's actually start using some of my really nice bags, for also, projects, not just for holding the patterns. So in this bag is my Jingle Ball items and the pink coat Santa, because, it's a pink bag. So I threw pink coat Santa in there. I have not decided how I'm stitching him yet, what pink I'm going to actually choose, what material. I probably won't think about it for a couple of weeks yet, because I have other things on, but I have decided to do Jingle Ball. I wasn't going to do it. Last year I signed up. I got FOMO the weekend of. But I didn't really understand Jingle Ball, because I wasn't really like, so my personal friends, I mean, they just cross stitch, and they just, they do their thing, and they quilt a lot still. They kind of do Instagram, but not heavily into Instagram and stuff. And I didn't really chat with anyone outside of my circle about Jingle Ball. So I didn't really know what was going on. And I watched some Flosstubes, but it wasn't like heavily into it. I just watched certain people, and anyways, I can go down a rabbit hole of conversation. So, but I got FOMO because I started seeing the patterns, and I was like, oh, I want that. I want that. I want that. So bought the ticket, went in, bought the patterns I wanted, but I didn't understand the meet and greets. I wasn't going to pay for classes, so I didn't do any of those. But I didn't know anything about chat rooms and all of that. Nothing. So I didn't go. I mean, or else you would have all already been friends with me, you know? So I kept thinking about it this year when they announced it. And my table group at Stitch West, we were talking about it. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. No. Oh, but that stand-up Santa. Really want to do them. Oh, well, I'll just wait until Kathy, you know, puts it out. Then everyone's stitching them and posting it. I'm like, oh, okay. Bought my ticket. I'm going. Most of the classes' kits were already sold out, which is fine. I can kit it up myself. So I did get the stand-up Santa. Not started him. I ordered the material. I am going to make him bigger. I think that'll be fun. This will be out of my comfort zone. Because I do normally stitch on 28 count up to 40. So this, I don't even know what count this is, but it's just this huge piece of this. Yeah, oh, it's itchy. This is not, okay. It's not going to be fun to stitch on, like, hands-wise, but he's going to be adorable. So I've got to find my pearl cotton threads. They're around here somewhere. And kit them up, fully kit them up, and get stitching on him, because I do have the class. I signed up for the class, of course, so I can get the pattern. And really, I wanted to see how to fully finish him, because I haven't finished any of my animal crackers that I've started. Of course, I've only started one, Bones, and he's in timeout. Still in timeout. But to have them stand up, I like to, I'm kind of I need to see how it works. I can't just read words and just get it. I'm very much a visual and hands-on learner. So I signed up for that class. I also signed up for Ginger. She's so cute. Super, super cute. Don't have her kitted at all. And I haven't printed it out because I haven't received the email yet. But the gingerbread sewing book, I signed up for that class as well. From Stacy Nash as well. So hopefully I can get that printed, or even sent to me and printed, and I can get some of these stitched or mostly stitched before next weekend for Jingle Ball. I'm excited to go. I hope, I meet more people, more stitchers, and just have a good time. Like, I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, this is the one I'm starting today. So yesterday was Thanksgiving, and I hope you were all doing well, and you didn't have to have too many Tums. I actually had I was like, oh, I ate just a little too much yesterday. But maybe, excuse me, I'm getting the hiccups now. I don't want the hiccups. I'm trying to breathe so I don't get a hiccup. So Missy and Kathy from Two Pulling Needles. Is that right? Two Pulling Needles? Or Two Pulling Needle Thread? Anyways, at least I know it's Missy and Kathy. I'm not brain farting on that one today. So they're doing sweater weather, I believe, or no, one Linda, I think, was doing sweater weather, and then they were doing bells are ringing. So sweater weather, I didn't start yesterday. I'm going to start them today. I have, most everything ready to go. I just need to put them on my ring, which I made myself a few years ago. I don't know if you can see him very well but he's a little Eeyore. Oh, is he so cute? In a Santa hat. So, he's going to be stitched on, I chose pumpkin spice 32 count. And I ordered I kitted it up, not the material, or not the pattern, because I had already ordered it from an Etsy shop. But I kitted it up from Common Thread, or the Common Thread, that's in Ocala, Florida, which I mapped it out from my son's house, and it is a bit of a drive, but I'm going in March, so maybe I can swing over there. We'll see. So I'm going to stitch it on the pumpkin spice. Sorry, I'm just making myself laugh. Okay. And I have it in a Boulder Valley stitching. Oh my gosh, Chrys. I only had, no, I haven't had my second cup of coffee. It's in the microwave. Stupid. Okay, I'm so sorry. So, Boulder Valley stitching. Oh my goodness. But the fabric is awesome. Oh gosh, the Santas. Like, dang. Look at those Santas. Like green Santa. Like all of these Teresa's Santas. Love them. Anyway, so he's getting started today. After I film this, and after I go get my second cup of coffee, because apparently I really need it. And yes, it is a need. Okay, but yesterday I did start. I didn't want to stop. I actually was stitching until like midnight last night. After we got home from my in-laws, I got not like a burst of energy, but I just needed to okay, I'm gonna sit and just watch TV, and I started watching this missing persons show and everything, and I kind of got into it, and I'm just stitching, and Belle's on my lap with the blanket, and I was like, oh, I can keep going. And finally I looked at my phone, I'm like, oh, it's already, like, I need to go to bed. So I started yesterday, and this is the one with Missy and Kathy, and Bells Are Ringing by Brenda Gervais. It is just gorgeous. I also had this kitted from the Common Thread in Florida, and so far, and mind you, before we left, I didn't really stitch a whole lot. I think I had one window area just done, and then by the time I got home, that's what I've gotten done. So I thought this time, because it was kitted up for me and the fabric was cut to size, I would just then start in the middle. I usually don't start in the middle. I mean, I did for years, but about 5 years ago, I started in the left-hand side corner. But because it was already cut to size, I started in the middle, and I thought, you know what? Let's tackle the house first. And really, the house is not going to be an issue. Like, it's going to go fast. It's really not that big of a piece. I'm so excited. And just look. come join us if you want to. I know lots of people are going to be stitching it. So that is in okay, so I'm going to put him aside. Ooh, cold chill. Okay. Christy, my friend Christy from Crosshatch, she had shared that she had as well started her Christmas strawberries. I have a few of mine started, but I have one now fully finished. Wrong word. Not fully finished, because I don't know how to make a strawberry yet. I've never made a strawberry, but I do have one of them fully stitched at least. So this one is fully stitched. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, I love it. So that one is stitched on in the pink. And this was hand-dyed by R&R Reproductions. So pretty. So that one I'd like to fully finish. I started a couple others, but I haven't put more to it. But honestly, I don't know who it was, but someone had posted where they bought like all these vintage ribbons. Really cool ribbon. So I just went on and I just randomly, I like picked out different colors. And, you know, every so often, you know, I'll just, you know, order some more to have in my stash. But, you know, I'm not sure what I'll use for each strawberry yet, but I mean, just really pretty. Really pretty. So I do have, this is from well, Monahan Papers. So here's the, if you want to go, nope, it's not going to work very well, but here, let's see. There we go. If you want to go there, that's where I got these vintage ribbons from to put onto the top of the strawberry. I just need to find a tutorial to finish strawberries because I've never done a strawberry. All right, so another WIP that I pulled out and put some work into was Santa Stops Here. I know this was like a, I think it was a retreat piece, and I stopped in my tracks and was like, I have got to stitch that, and yet I've had it now and I haven't fully stitched it. So it's kind of like one of those, just please get it done, get it done. I squirrel way too much, and it's done on 36 count. So I pulled it out, and I had, I think, well, I had, you know, most of the border done, and then part of a chimney and a little bit of that border. Well, I decided to come to this side and stitch Santa and the reindeer and the trees. So instead of doing the house first, I'm tackling the other side, and then I'll come to the house. So it's really not going to be that big of a piece. It's just a matter of just putting in the time. But, you know, and this was just in the evening to get that done. It really didn't take much. But really, really pretty. Very pretty. Love it. This will definitely be a framed piece when I am finished with it. This one is done in a dot dot goose bag. Next one I'm going to share with you is my nativity tiny town, and I'm doing this as part of the reason for the season sale that Anna and Christy are doing. And I have loved stitching this, and I'm trying to see what is the material. It's a caramel macchiato from Fiber on the Whim. The only thing, it was when I first stitched on it the first time, because obviously there's a piece cut, and I've, hang on a second, nope, oh, and